Good morning. How are you guys? How are you? Good morning. It's Saturday, the 13th of September, 2025. It's a rainy day here in Illinois. The storm's rolling through, and it's dark. It's still dark here. Gonna be a dark day in Chicago. It's the DJ with my buddy Donnie in the morning. Oh, let's let the music roll out and have a discussion today. Let's have a discussion today. Little education for you. Brian, where you been, Brian? We haven't seen you in a while, my friend. How are things in Schaumburg? Oh, it's coming. The music is finished. Unless you've been living under a rock, it's been a weird, Grandma Day. There you go. Grandma Day 32. Yeah. It's been a tough week. It's been a tough week for conservative folk. Let's just say that. It's been a tough week. I didn't really know Charlie Kirk. He actually was born and raised 30 minutes from here in Arlington Heights, Buffalo Grove area, Mount Prospect. And he was a smart guy. He was a smart guy. I didn't follow him much on the tube, but I know he was doing some things way beyond his age. Way beyond his age. 31 years old, and we're talking about a kid who didn't even go to college and influenced, if not changed, the last election. He'd been working years. He'd been working years to regain control of our youth, who are a lot of our youth have been indoctrinated by college campuses. When you go away to college now, I can't remember how it was when I was in college. It's been so long, but these days when you go away to college, you are bombarded with ideology of the left. You are almost forced to not bring up thoughts of conservatism, and you are banished from thinking common sense and free thinking. So I wanted to talk about that today. Why are we at here now, and how we got here? And why I do that? Why I do this? Why I do this every day? Oh, no mods today. I don't know. I haven't seen the mods in a couple of days. I've been abandoned. I've been abandoned to my own devices. Geez, why do I do these videos? In a way, I wanted to warn people warn people what was going on in Chicago. Chicago's been lost for many years, right? I think we all can agree that Chicago's been lost, and Chicago's been under Democrat rule for 96 years. That's just crazy. 96 years, and no one thought of any other way to do anything. And it's lost. Chicago's lost. Even my buddy, I don't know if you saw yesterday, my buddy Mr. T is decided to stop his brain games with JB Donut, the Chris Christie of the Midwest, JB Pudster, and he's headed to Memphis now to clean up things in Memphis versus Chicago. Maybe he'll come back to Chicago later. I don't know, but I think he realizes Chicago's too far gone too. We almost lost our country last year. That was a hell of a fight. We saved our country. We saved our country last November. It was probably one of the brightest spots in many years. Winning the election for Mr. T. And it wasn't easy. A lot of people put a lot of sweat equity and time and effort into saving our country. When a lot of people didn't realize how bad things were. I take for granted, or I don't realize that people don't understand how bad things are. If you lived in Chicago or the Chicago area, you would realize how bad things were and still are. I know the Charlie Kirk event and the event in Charlotte are in the news. I mean, I didn't see those videos. I have no desire to see those videos in entirety. It's bad out there. It's bad out there. I knew it was bad. I knew it was bad. In Chicago, we've never seen anything like that actually on video. It happens in Chicago all the time. Good morning, Kevin. I hear it's raining in Florida. But as bad as Chicago has been for many years, we've never been hit with videos of that nature. It happens, but you never visually see it happen. You just hear about it in the news afterwards. Well, sick boy, it's reality, my friend. Want to make sure people understand why we're here, why it's important to stand up. Stand up. You got to stand up and be tall. Be tall. For many years, when I was growing up, there was a thing called the silent majority. Has anyone heard of the silent majority? They always came out. The silent majority always came out to vote. It was the boomers, okay? The boomer generation and their elders were considered the silent majority. They were conservative, and they showed up at the polls every time they needed to, and made sure that conservatism was renewed for another 4 years or whatever. But as the left became more and more desperate, more and more evil, the left is evil. The left is evil. They want power and money. They want power and your money. They want your money. And they're willing to do anything for it. They're willing to stuff ballot boxes. They're willing to do other things to steal elections. As we've seen them do that as of late. Being a silent majority does not work anymore. And the older people, the boomers, I'm not sure they all get that. They don't get that our democracy is under attack. It's been under attack for years by the left, and they're trying to destroy our country. Big Chungus. What city you moving out to, my friend? What city you moving out of? So, yeah, I'm not so sure 10 parties is the answer. Corruption, Houston. Well, Houston, yeah, from what I've heard about Houston, it's almost as bad as Chicago. You might be seeing Mr. Trump in Houston too soon. I don't know. I'm surprised Houston is as bad as it is with. You got a good governor in Texas. I'm surprised he hasn't turned Houston around. He probably doesn't care about it for some reason. But anyway, Chicago's lost. So I've been trying to. The part of the reason for this channel is to give a little bit of awareness of what can happen to your town. What can happen to your town if you're not paying attention and you're not standing tall, like Charlie Kirk? Yeah, Chicago's lost. You probably haven't seen in the news. I talked about the Charlie Kirk incident. We talked about the Charlotte incident. There was an incident in Chicago where a 70-year-old man was beaten to death at a bus stop over a night for no reason, as far as I know. He was just beaten to death. You can probably find it on YouTube. There's news reports that they reported about it. They didn't really get into many details except the guy was beaten to death. And I guess it's on video somewhere. And it's sad, but that's the type of stuff that happens in Chicago all the time. Chicago used to be the violence and gunfire used to be isolated to the south and west side of Chicago's. In the last 10 years, it's metastasized to all parts of the city. Although the nicer parts of the city don't get infected until the sun goes down. Okay. The pillaging and looting doesn't occur in the nice parts of town until it gets dark after midnight. And then the beast comes out after midnight and starts pillaging within the nice parts of town. So the cancer is everywhere in Chicago. No one's immune. No one has a vaccine for this. No one's been vaccinated for what ails Chicago. Um, even tourism is suffering. They a lot of the incidents, these incidents, the lead exchanges that have been happening in the last couple of years. A lot of them happen in the what they call the Mag Mile and River North, which is a very very touristy area. So the cancer's complete in Chicago. It's complete. It's complete. It's there's no chemotherapy that can save Chicago. That's what I'm telling you. It's over for Chicago. And if we don't push back now as a group, as conservatives, it could be over. An event like this, the event like Charlie Kirk's event, could be a turning point. It is a turning point. Let's just say that, right? That's the name of his organization, Turning Point. This event is, yeah, can't they hug it out in Chicago? No, no, no. Chicago is insane. Chicago defies all logic. Okay, let me just give you some facts on why. I mean, once you hear some of this stuff, you'll understand. It's too far gone. A lot of people don't realize zero, there are zero gun stores in Chicago. You cannot buy ammo in the city of Chicago. Zero. There are no gun stores in the city of Chicago. They are not allowed. You cannot buy a gun in the city of Chicago. Yet, in the state of Illinois, it's got the highest gun issues. No? Does that make sense? There is no in the lunatic left. When stuff like this happens, they always talk about gun control, which that's what they have in Chicago. They eliminated the sale of guns in Chicago, and has it helped? I mean, we're talking, I don't know, it's probably been 15, 20 years since you've been able to buy a gun in the city of Chicago, and it doesn't make a difference. The other thing, not only can you not buy a gun in the city of Chicago, if you carry a knife in the city of Chicago, they have special requirements. In the state of Illinois, you can have a knife with a blade of 3 inches. But in Chicago, the blade maximum length can only be 2.5 inches. Does it matter? I mean, do the criminals try to just buy the 2.5-inch blade? I don't think so. There's actually been more and more knife crimes showing up on the news, and yeah, I don't. The criminals don't abide by laws. That's a given. That's a given, which I think a lot of people are probably ashamed to realize. Chicago and Illinois also enacted this no bail nonsense probably 2 years ago, when our new mayor, J.B. Donuts, was elected, actually reelected, I do believe. He instituted the no bail nonsense in the state of Illinois, and what's that no bail? It means that you cannot be held. You cannot be held and charged bail unless you're a definite harm to yourself or someone else. So it requires the judges to set bail, allow you out. Really, I mean they can't even they can't even charge you to get out. Um, they have to, because the poor people don't have money to get out of jail, the Dems say that charging bail of a poor person because they committed a crime is racist, because they may not have the money to get out, where a rich person may commit the same crime and he's able to get out because he's got money. So they're not allowed to set bail on anyone unless they're a known threat to themselves or the community. So as a result, when you commit a crime, they book you and they let you out. You're out on the streets in 24 hours. Moving with the view, we got our Michigan people in the house. Well, you got to understand that the left has no concept of common sense. They think they're helping people. The left is about advocating for the criminals. And when you understand how it works in Chicago, the people don't run the city of Chicago. Yeah, I'm a red hat. Jesus Christ. Are you new to this? Are you new to this channel? Jesus Christ. Oh. Good job, Amber. Good job, girl. Chicago's run by the cartels and the gangs. It's been that way for years. It used to be hidden. It used to be hidden, but as these progressive Phil, you don't know what the hell a cartel is? It's a drug. You ever heard of the Sinaloa cartel, the Mexican cartels, the large gangs? As they've brought in some of the progressive mayors like Lori Lightfoot. There's little Lori. They enacted laws to basically put handcuffs on police. Well, they're not. You can, James. You can have cartels without paid police. What they do is the politicians have created it very hard for the police to do anything to the cartels and the gang members. The gangs are using younger and younger members to do their crime. I mean, we've got 13-year-old kids doing carjacking in the city of Chicago more and more. You can't chase after people on foot or in a police chase in the city of Chicago anymore unless you've checked all these boxes. I'm sure there's lots of mayors and politicians who are getting rich in many ways from the gangs. The way they fight gangs in the city of Chicago now is through NGOs, and this is where Brandon Johnson and JB Donuts are upset. They used to get a lot of government funding from Washington D.C., which they would use that money to essentially pay off gang members. There's organizations in the city of Chicago that are paid to give money to gangs or gang members to be docile, to not retribute with gun violence, and to lay down their guns for a weekend or what have you, to not cause commotion in the city. That's what's been happening for the last couple of years. They've been doling out money left and right. Where did my rest of my money go? I'm losing my money. They just give out money to the street gangs and their members. They have people that walk around the city of Chicago in the hoods, and they know who's a gang member and who could cause some commotion. And when they have money, they hand it out. They hand it out. That's what the taxpayer money is now being used for. We've talked about this too. We have a House of Representative out of Chicago called Chuy Garcia. Good morning, Garrett. Good time in the house too. Johnny Cash in the house. So Chicago's done. Chicago's done. Yeah, there's people that have lost their houses too in Chicago. Their parents pass away, and there's some corruption going on in the south side of Chicago where they're stealing property from the minority community too. That's going on. I haven't really looked into that, but it's a thing that's going on in Chicago. They like to steal properties and they knock them down, and then they sell the land to corporations and people that want to buy land and get rich. We got some trolls today, my friends. Yeah. GD. I think we've seen GD here before. God, we've got some libtards in the house today. James Loopy, are you related to Luigi James Loopy? Yeah, it's a depressing day. I'm trying to make sure you guys are understanding why we are where we are and where we're at, where this country's at. We're at a turning point. We're at a turning point. And Phil Montana. Yeah, Phil. I hope Phil's learning something today. Phil seems to be oblivious to life in the USA. So we're at a turning point. Yeah, we're at a turning point, and what we do, what you do, is gonna determine what happens to the good old USA. Let's hope that this is a war between good and evil. It is, and there are a lot of evil people out there. There's a lot of people such as there's people in my family who have been Democrats forever. They fail to recognize that the Democratic Party has been taken over by the far left progressives. It's happened here in the state of Illinois. The state legislature in Illinois has been taken over by the far left, the evil part of the Democrat Party. But I'm not sure the Democrat Party is nowhere near what it used to be. They don't set policies. They don't care about policy. All they care about is going after this guy. Their policy is to hate this guy. That's their only agenda item, is to hate Christianity, hate Mr. Trump, and do everything possible to destroy our country. That is what the Democrat Party wants to do now, guys. They want to destroy our country. They tried to destroy Mr. T, right? They sued him up the yin yang. Now, I mean, I can't remember how many times they sued him. They sued him multiple times, 2, 3, 4 times. And then they tried to go after him with this stuff. Crazy, right? Have you forgotten? They went after this guy. They went after this guy twice. They tried to do what they did to Charlie Kirk to this guy. Not once, twice. And have we learned anything about why the people did what that they tried to do to him? The one in Pennsylvania, no one knows anything about that guy that was taken out. Hopefully we'll learn more about this guy in Utah and verify whether or not he was influenced by and paid off by others, George Soros, foreign backers, whoever. I don't think this kid, this 22-year-old kid, did all this on his own accord. I think he had some help. And he was a smart kid. I read yesterday this kid in Utah had a 34 out of 36 ACT. He had a scholarship, $36,000 scholarship for a university in Utah. He was a smart kid. He was smart. And something happened. I don't know what happened. But, yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't a Republican. His family was Republican. He was a libtard. He was a libtard, my friend. Oh. Banning guns is not going to do anything, GD. Do you not understand that banning guns? I just talked about Chicago banning guns. Has it helped? Has it helped banning guns in Chicago? God. You just need to have the guns in the right people's hands. That's all you got to do. You need to have guns in the right people's hands. Look at Texas, right? Have you ever been to Texas? They have open carry in Texas, and you don't see people jacking around other people in the state of Texas. Because if they see someone walking around with a little tool, you ain't going to piss them off. You're not going to piss them off. So, all right, that's all I got to say for today. It's been a tough week. I don't know where this world is going, where this country's going, but it depends on you and me, my friends. Depends on you and me where this all goes. That's the point I want to make. You need to stand up, stand tall, and ensure that our country doesn't get taken down, doesn't get destructed. You need to have a Miller High Life and say cheers to Charlie and ensure that the good old USA keeps moving in the right way, the right side, my friend. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for joining. Like, share, subscribe. I hope you're having a good weekend. Take it easy. Get ready for what's next. This is not the end of everything, my friends. There's more to come. There's more to come. Usually bad things happen in groups of 3, so I'm not sure we've got our third event yet or not, but time will tell. Time will tell, my friends. Over and out, it's DJ Wonder Chrissy with Donnie here. The DJ and Donnie Morning Show, and stay safe. Stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel. Be aware what's going on. I'm not promoting violence. I'm promoting that you be prepared for whatever may come your way. There you go. Over and out.